In the midst of a circus show, a detective seems to be cautious while looking for someone. He is then magically transported to the middle of the stage and is surrounded by people with the same face as him. The scene keeps changing from one location and scenario to another, ending with one where he saw a man falling from his run. In this timeline, there's psychotherapy treatment using dreams has been invented using a device called DC Mini. It allows people to view other people's dreams, and the man wakes up from his session. He is then welcomed by a woman who seems to be counseling the meaning of all his dreams. The detective called Konakawa Toshimi is plagued by recurring dreams that seem to be incomplete, causing him to feel anxiety. This kind of therapy is not officially out yet, and only a few people actually have the knowledge about it. Dr. Chiba Atsuko, who is one of the leading members of the development for DC Mini, is secretly doing these sessions using her alter ego called Paprika. She uses the persona when she goes to explore the dream world. In the morning, as she arrives at her office, she is welcomed by Dr. Kosaku Tokita, who gives her really bad news. Tokita is an obese scientist with a childlike attitude and is also the genius who invented the DC Mini. That morning, 3 of their DC Minis that are currently still being developed are stolen. All of them are still incomplete, meaning that the capabilities of the machines are still not restricted. They can intrude into any mind connected to any psychotherapy machine. Chiba, Tokita, and their chief, Dr. Toritaro Shima, go to report to the company's chairman. The chairman is actually against the idea of DC Mini as he fears the power of dreams, deeming it too dangerous. Especially for these 3 stolen DC Minis that still have no restricted access. During the conversation, Shima suddenly starts initiating an absurd rant and jumps through the window. He luckily survives the jump, and his colleagues investigate the cause through his dream. They find him stuck in a ridiculous parade with weird objects and creatures. They recognize Tokita's assistant, Himuro K, and deduce him to be the suspect. This leads to their confirmation of someone from inside might have been responsible for stealing the DC Mini. Paprika manages to save Shima, but when the other 2 scientists fall victim to the dream attack, the chairman completely stops the development and bans the device. Chiba, Tokita, and Dr. Morio Osanai investigate Himuro's house, but he is no longer there. Instead, Chiba is put into a dream and almost gets herself unalived. They finally find Himuro in an abandoned amusement park that Tokita loves. However, through his dream, they also find that the current Himuro is just an empty shell and is being controlled by another person. Tokita decides to dive into Himuro's dream alone to save him, but was consumed by it instead. The crazed parade in Himuro's dream also breaks the boundary between dreams and goes through into Konakawa's dream. Paprika dives in to save them as well, but is attacked by a figure resembling their chairman inside and immediately wakes up. They confront the chairman, who claims to be the guardian of dreams, who protects them from the harsh reality of the world. Apparently, Paprika is still in the dream and has fallen into a trap by the chairman, who is aided by Osanai. Osanai agrees to give his body over to the chairman so that they can rule the dream world together. After a long confusing chase, Paprika is finally captured and is pinned to the table like a butterfly. Osanai literally rips Paprika's skin to get to Chiba and quickly embraces her. However, the chairman shows up and demands him to quickly finish her. They immediately go into a fight for control as Osanai has a strong feeling of love for Chiba and refuses the chairman's order to dispose of Chiba. Konakawa, who has been seeing this dream from his own dream due to the lack of boundaries between dreams, tries to enter in order to save Chiba. He immediately takes Chiba into his own dream but is quickly chased by Osanai. During the dream sequence, he finally realizes that all his anxiety in his dream is coming from his guilt of never finishing a film he was making with his best friend who died a long time ago. After this realization, he decides to finish the film by shooting Osanai and get himself a happy ending for the film. That shot actually affects Osanai, who also receives the gunshot in real life. The dreams and reality have finally merged, and the nonsensical dream parade has entered reality and is running amok in the city. Just like how dreams become reality, reality itself also starts to unravel into dreams. A giant Japanese doll from the parade attacks Chiba and Shima but is luckily saved by Paprika, who can now appear in the real world. Seeing Tokita uncontrolled in a form of a giant robot, Chiba refuses to abandon him and goes by herself to save him despite Paprika telling her to abandon him. Paprika is glad to see that Chiba is finally honest with her own feelings. However, Tokita instead eats Chiba and tries to find Paprika as well. When Tokita is about to get Paprika, Chiba appears in her dream and manages to confess her love to Tokita and calms the giant robot down. Chiba also manages to make peace with her repressed emotions and desire. She finally reconciles herself with the part of herself that is Paprika. From the abyss formed due to the collision between the two worlds, the chairman appears in the form of a giant nightmare. He reveals his objective to completely control the dream and even death. Paprika then enters Tokita's body and merges herself once again with Chiba. A giant baby who looks like a combination of Paprika and Chiba emerges from Tokita's robotic body and sucks the wind formed by the abyss. She ages herself the more she sucks the dream and eventually sucks the entirety of the chairman and all the nightmare, becoming a fully grown woman and completely disappear. All the dreams have disappeared even though the damages unfortunately still remain. Tokita finally wakes up with Chiba at his bedside with Shima and Konakawa leaving the two as Chiba holds Tokita's hand. As the two walk down the street, Shima asks Konakawa if he has figured out the cause of his dreams. Konakawa sees the reflection of his friend who tells him that he has become the main cop character of the movie they were working together. And he has finally come to terms with his guilt and anxiety. Konakawa then visits Paprika's website and receives a message from Paprika, telling him that Chiba will change her surname to Tokita and suggests he watch the movie Dreaming Kids. The film ends with Konakawa going to the theater alone and purchasing the ticket for the movie Paprika suggested. So that concludes the recap of Paprika. What do you guys think? As the film is said to have inspired the film Inception, watching this movie has been a roller coaster of mixed feelings full of questions. Its narrative is complex and thought-provoking as it explores themes of identity, consciousness, and the power of dreams. The film constantly challenges viewers' perceptions of what is real and what is a dream. Characters are all well-developed and intriguing, with Paprika herself embodying both vulnerability and strength. It may not be suitable for all audiences, especially those unfamiliar with Satoshi Kon's style. However, for those who appreciate intellectually stimulating films with stunning visuals, they will find Paprika offering a captivating cinematic experience. Please tell us what you think through the comment section. If you like this content, please leave us a like and share them with your friends.